Brad Redford, I'm sitting right here. Nick Given, he's right here to the left of me. We are going around the world with the Be Different podcast. You guys know what it is. We do 5 topics, 5 trending topics across college basketball, NBA basketball, stories that, we honestly just want to talk about. And if you enjoy what we do here at the Be Different podcast, please just subscribe to YouTube. That does help. All it takes is for you to take that little mouse clicker down and subscribe. You tap it. It's good to go. And go on to Twitter, Instagram. I mean, Nick, that's all that they have to do.
You think
to be a part of the Be Different podcast? That's it.
That's it. Simple.
That's all that. It is all that needs to be done, and that's all that we're really asking for. No money, nothing of that kind, and maybe just a comment, a like, something like that would be fantastic. So we appreciate it, and continue to follow the Be Different podcast. We'll have a lot going on as we move into college basketball season, especially. Andy Mack is here as always. We are working a little bit more on the UC side. Hopefully, we'll have some updates here in the next couple weeks. And with that, I think, Nick, we just jump right in to 5 topics. The first topic we're going to talk about is Spitgate with Rajon Rondo. Second topic, we're going to go LeBron. Third topic, St. John's and Mustafa Heron. Fourth topic, Larry Davis at UC. He's in a little bit of hot water right now. And the fifth one, that's going to be just a miscellaneous question. We'll hold that one to the end. All right, topic 1. A couple weeks ago, Nick, when we were talking, it was about Flinchgate. It was about Kobe Bryant and Matt Barnes. Today, we're talking about Spitgate.
Which, by the way, you're proven wrong.
I'm not proven wrong.
Overall, you're proven wrong.
And now we're talking about Spitgate, Rajon Rondo and Chris Paul. So it was LeBron James' first night in a Laker uniform at the Staples Center, and that was supposed to be the headline. And, well, what it turned into was Brandon Ingram being ejected, Chris Paul being ejected, as well as Rajon Rondo.
How big of a bitch did Ingram look like, though?
I mean, his arm looked so long in that punch.
He just looked like a Barbie doll swinging.
Did you see how long his punch was? I mean, I've never seen anything like that. He looked like Gumby the way that he punched to try and get to Chris Paul. So let's get to it. So in the fourth quarter, right, Harden goes to the basket, hard drive. Brandon Ingram, relatively tough foul. He then goes and pushes James Harden. And then all of a sudden, Ingram's going to talk to the referee at half court. You then have Chris Paul, Rajon Rondo. They have a history of not liking each other very much. And then all of a sudden, punches go back and forth. Chris Paul punches, or he at least goes in Rondo's face with a hand right. It looked like he was trying to pick. It looked like he was trying to pick Rajon Rondo's nose.
He touched his face. Yeah. I don't blame Rondo for punching him in the face.
After that, it was all, you just have to do what you have to do at that point. And then out of center field comes Brandon Ingram, who had nothing to do with the melee other than starting the push with Harden.
He looked like a little bitch.
Yeah, he looked a little crazy.
Yeah.
His
windup was 6'11".
His windup was pretty funny. So, anyways, we have this situation. It's all set. The table is set at this point. Nick Given, is spitting an acceptable way to start a fight?
No.
It's not.
An acceptable way?
Is it an acceptable way to start a fight?
It's not an acceptable way, but it will always start a fight.
It will definitely start a fight. When is it acceptable to spit on somebody?
I can't answer that.
The only time it's acceptable to spit on someone is when you have absolutely zero respect and they have done something to you so awful, or to your family, or assaulted you, or someone that you know. That is the only time
I feel like
that it is okay to spit on somebody.
LeBron is allowed to spit on like Delonte West. For for the mom stuff.
Yeah.
What in the world went on between Rajon and Chris Paul where spit is getting integrated?
There's a lot of history there. But I do think there is a question that did Rajon Rondo actually spit on Chris Paul? It looks like it in the close-up shot, but I can't say with 100% certainty that Rajon Rondo spit on Chris Paul. Rajon Rondo still says that he doesn't, even though the video does look like he spit on him a little bit. It looks like
he sort of did.
But I will say, with the reactions of the players around Chris Paul when Rajon Rondo apparently spit on him, it wasn't that much. I mean, you saw Carmelo in the back. He didn't do a whole lot. It took a second for Chris Paul to wind up on Rondo, or at least put the hand to the face. And Rondo didn't brace to start a fight. Listen,
if you spit on somebody,
a fight is happening immediately.
Yeah. And that's the thing, too. If I spit on you, I know that I need to get ready to start swinging. Because if I get spit on, I'm not just touching your face. I'm going to hit your face.
I'm punching, I'm swinging you, I'm getting you right there. Now, yeah. Rajon Rondo, Chris Paul, big-time players. But let's look at what Rondo said. Rondo said that Chris Paul is a bad teammate. And there have been teammates of Chris Paul that have come out and have said that he was a terrible teammate, including Big Baby Davis, including Ryan Hollins, who is on ESPN. So maybe Chris Paul doesn't have this flawless image that everyone thinks that he has. He actually has a pretty he does have a history of doing some weird stuff. At Wake Forest, he kicked Julius Hodge of NC State in the balls. He's done that a number of times in the NBA as well. So maybe this image of Chris Paul being completely untouchable and a great guy, not necessarily there.
Who said Chris Paul's a great guy?
I mean, you wouldn't say that is his image publicly, is that Chris Paul has a quality image? I think he has a flawless
he's got a pretty
image.
good image, but I wouldn't. I don't think everyone's out here just saying, "Oh, Chris Paul, what an immaculate human."
Here's what I'll say, and then I'm done on this.
All right.
All I know is that immediately after the fight happened, Chris Paul went straight to the sideline anchors and the guys broadcasting the game and told them that Rajon Rondo spit on him. Immediately. Chris Paul was trying to write the narrative immediately. He was immediately concerned about how this story would go to the public. So he directly went to the guys.
Well, I don't think he's an idiot. I think he needs to frame it how he wants to frame it.
But it was pretty fun, and I love that the NBA is back and pettiness is back in the NBA.
Oh, it's good stuff. I'll agree with that.
Fantastic. All right, topic 2, we're going to go with LeBron James and the LA Lakers. They did win last night, so they are now 1-3, but they started 0-3. I mean, the first game
They're fun
against...
to watch, though.
They are fun to watch, and I hope Lonzo can fit in, but it just seems like Lonzo Ball does not fit in well with a LeBron James-style offense. So I am concerned with Lonzo and what will happen to him with the Lakers moving forward.
I think it's a trade James and create more space for Lonzo.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm the Lakers, I would get rid of LeBron and keep Lonzo. No, but if I'm Lonzo Ball, I want out of LA, and I'm probably asking for a trade. He just does not fit in with the offense that LeBron wants to run. So Lonzo Ball, I love you. I think you're a great player. I just don't think it's a great fit. A team that is a great fit for Lonzo Ball is the Orlando Magic. But we're going to talk about the LA Lakers. Game 1 at Portland, they lose 128-119. Game 2 versus Houston, we talked a little bit about the fight. They lost at home 124-115.
They were in that game before the fight.
They were in the game. It was tight. And in Game 3 versus San Antonio, lost in overtime 143-142.
He did hit the 3 to send it into overtime, but still.
I feel like LeBron has done so much at a professional level in the NBA. He is beyond me saying that he choked, but did he make...
You bricked 2 free throws at the end.
He did, and he made a poor step back behind that. But will this Lakers team be as up and down as LeBron's hairline?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%.
I don't think there's a question about it.
100%.
I don't know why people don't expect this. It's LeBron James.
Can we also ask, the bigger thing is this, like, why does LeBron not shave that?
Well, I think he had a surgery
I
that
know,
has
it just
helped. So
clearly
you've seen
didn't work.
it. At times, it kind of caves in and it has
It's
ridges,
bad.
and
He
it's
just
kind
needs-
of it's almost transparent at the top of LeBron's hair. It looks like there's little cliffs on both sides, and then all of a sudden he's got a perfect head of hair.
Straight razor that stuff, bro.
You're saying he should just go baldy,
100%,
and then go with a headband?
Go with it. You don't even have to do the headband. Mike didn't rock a headband.
Well, his team is going to be as up and down as any team that he's ever had. We saw this when he went to Miami his first year. We saw it when he went to Cleveland his first year. LeBron James,
they're going to win a championship in 3 years, though.
I think they get Anthony Davis next year.
Yeah, which is
scary.
disgusting.
To think about.
Yeah.
But listen, this guy loves controversy. He loves being in the front of the media. He loves everything about it, from the decision that he did at Cleveland to Kyrie leaving to every ridiculous press conference that LeBron James does. He loves attention. He loves being up and down, and that's why the Lakers, it's like keeping up with the Kardashians of the NBA.
It's funny to me. I've always pretty much systematically hated LeBron, and I realize now that I see him in the Lakers uniform, I really just hate Cleveland. Because honestly, I'm liking LeBron a little bit more on the Lakers.
Really?
Yeah. It feels weird to say, but it's pretty
So
true.
what's weird is, I loved LeBron when he came into the league, hated him at Miami.
You hated him.
Loved him at Cleveland.
Hated him in Cleveland.
And now
many of my friends are Cleveland fans,
but
and they were just annoying as hell.
I thought I'd like him more going to the Lakers.
I do.
And now I don't know.
Oh, well. It's because he's outshining your boy.
Yeah, either way, people need to relax. When he went to Miami, think about the team that Miami had. They started 9-8. And then when he went to Cleveland, the year that they won the NBA title, they started 19-20, and David Blatt got fired, and then you bring in Toronto.
All you have to do in the NBA is get in the playoffs.
You just got to get in.
Just get in.
And I looked at the 8th seed in the Western Conference last year was the New Orleans Pelicans. They won 48 games last year. They were under 500 until late December. So the Lakers still have plenty of time to figure it out. I think that number to get that 8th seed is right where the Pelicans were last year. 46, 47, 48 games gets them in, and the Lakers, I think, will get there. The first 3 games that they lost were to all playoff teams in the West, so they won't have to play that schedule, obviously, throughout the whole year. All right, topic 3, St. John's and Chris Mullen. College basketball, and the Big East especially, has been waiting for St. John's to have a decent team, and they haven't been good for years. You take it back to Steve Lavin had McDonald's All-Americans, but never really became the teams that many people thought St. John's would be. Chris Mullen has really struggled now in his 4th year, but they get a big bonus this week. Mustafa Heron has been declared eligible by the NCAA. He tested NBA waters, left Auburn. He was granted his eligibility because he is closer to home. His mother is having some health concerns. So what does this mean for Chris Mullen? They finally have expectations in Chris Mullen's 4th year. Do you think this is the year that Chris Mullen is able to prove that he is a quality Division I big-time basketball coach?
No.
No. What happens?
They're just middle of the pack in the Big Ten or in the Big East.
I agree.
And then it's just, he's just going to be out there on the sideline just chirping and doing his best, but nothing's going to change.
So I think Chris Mullen proves that he's a coach,
yeah, exactly.
but not a good coach.
I think he's going to cash some checks.
Yeah, and we talked about this with Andy Mack.
They're not going to be that great.
Chris Mullen, 4th year as a head coach. In his first 3 years, overall record 38 wins, 60 losses.
That's a lot of losses.
In Big East play, 12 wins, 32 losses. Last year, just 4 wins.
I mean, the thing is their roster's talented too.
They probably have the best backcourt in the Big East, with Mustafa Heron being eligible.
Well, currently now, yeah. Last year they didn't, but now they do.
Bottom line, they need to win close games, and to this point, Chris Mullen and his staff have not showed the ability to make those calls and timeouts that are needed, to set up those plays, to put their guys in position. I think what's going to happen is you're going to have Heron out there. Pons is going to go crazy. He's going to dribble 30 times a game. They're going to have some games where they beat very good teams maybe in the top 10 like they did last year against Duke, and then they're going to lose to a team that's outside the top 100 because they don't have a proven culture yet. I think they finish 5th in the Big East.
They probably won't even be good until Pons leaves.
It's going to be interesting.
He's great. He's great, but they're not going to be good till he leaves.
Well, let's just say if they have a poor year this year with the talent that they have, especially in the backcourt, Chris Mullen is on the hot seat. I see in the Big East, Nova finishing ahead of them, Xavier ahead of them, Providence, Marquette.
You guys are so high on Xavier. I'm just not.
I'm not high on Xavier. I think Xavier is good enough to be a top 4 team in the Big East and make the NCAA tournament.
Fair.
Okay, this story is interesting, and this one I got to make sure that I get all the facts right here, okay? But longtime Mick Cronin assistant, 12 years to be exact, is under federal investigation, but it's not for money. It's not for the FBI investigation that has really taken a hold of all of college basketball. So if you thought Larry Davis was retiring out of the blue after 30 years as a basketball coach, you were wrong, and his statement recently, Nick, it has to do with an assault that happened on an airplane. And I'm going to read some of the facts from the case from Larry Davis. This assault incident occurred on September 12, 2017 on an American Airlines flight from Milwaukee to Charlotte, so about a year ago. Okay, so the incident occurred last September. The victim is a 23-year-old woman, and the report was filed that day. The victim stated that the defendant, Larry Davis, inappropriately touched her. The defendant, Larry Davis, was in the flight. It basically says that he knowingly assaulted the victim. And then when getting off the flight, Larry Davis went into a shop in the Charlotte airport. Police went and they found him, and Larry Davis gave them a different name. So it seems pretty cut and dry that Larry Davis...
get away with that?
Well, he didn't get away with it.
Well, I know, but sir, can I see your ID? How are you going to... What's this? I don't get that.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Larry Davis tried to give the police
a
different name. So, yeah, Larry Davis is in a lot of trouble right now. So here's my question. Is it confirmed that Larry Davis is as creepy and weird as he looks?
Absolutely. It's 100% confirmed. Like, it's 2018, guys. Like, if you're messing up like that, you're going to get called out and you're done. And as you should be.
So
as you should be.
I just don't understand why, well, any man, but I mean, Larry Davis is, what is he, 60 years old or close to?
104.
I mean, he looks like an army general. He looks. He makes me uncomfortable. He probably makes all his players uncomfortable.
And
so
apparently,
I'm sure
he makes
that they're
women
okay
feel
with everything.
uncomfortable.
So on a plane, he decides to assault a woman that's sitting directly next to him. What are you thinking?
That's weird.
I mean, that is
Creepy.
so weird.
Creepy.
And so, yes, absolutely, it is confirmed.
He needs to
Larry
be off college
Davis
campuses, that's for certain.
I think everybody on the planet should get 10 feet from Larry Davis.
Agreed.
That's where I'm at. Like, if he comes within 5 feet of me, I'm scared. Okay? I don't know what the hell this guy's going to do. And so, yes, it's confirmed. Larry Davis is as creepy and strange as everybody thought he was from the beginning.
Yeah, he just proved it.
So UC knew about the incident last year.
That's what I'm saying.
And they allowed him to coach all the way through last year, obviously, and then he left recently, within the last 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, we have exited the age of covering for your people.
Yeah, I mean, we're at the point
We're
now,
done
guys.
with
If someone does anything like assault, where it's like, yeah, it probably happened, like you need to get rid of that person immediately.
Gone.
They need to be exited from your program. R.I.P. to Larry Davis being a basketball coach. All right. Fifth topic, and this is our last one for Around the World, is it just got me thinking. After the fight between Rajon Rondo and Chris Paul and Brandon Ingram, it got me thinking, who in the NBA would you like to see in a boxing ring, Nick Given?
Damn. There's a couple.
All right, give me a couple. I got two for you. One of mine's players and the other's coaches.
First off, I'd love to see LeBron fight. I would love to see it.
Who would you like to see LeBron fight? Because LeBron's in mine as well.
Damn, I don't know.
But who is the guy that everybody wants to see LeBron fight? In my eyes,
I don't know who.
Draymond Green.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see a heavyweight battle between prima donna LeBron James and tough, hard-nosed dick, that is Draymond Green.
It would be
that
funny.
would be
It'd be great.
The heavyweight matchup. I mean, how many people would tune in?
The pay-per-view would go nuts.
To see LeBron James and Draymond Green in a boxing ring, toe for toe, just going at it.
So if I had to go,
I mean, I would pay a significant amount of money to see that fight.
Agreed.
I mean, the amount of revenue that LeBron James, Draymond Green would pull in would be astounding.
A large sum of money.
If I'm them, why not pull this off?
Even if they have to wear like the helmets or whatever, like the sparring things.
Can't do it.
No, I'm even cool with it there.
You got to go all in. Man.
Well, I agree, but they're not going to do that.
I'm just saying, this offseason, when the Golden State wins yet another championship, Draymond Green take a month off and then get back into decent shape 3 to 4 weeks and get out there and fight LeBron James.
It'd be amazing.
And let's hype this up.
So if I had to pick one battle, though, overall, and we're going to use previous players here, it'd be Ben Wallace and Shaq.
Ben Wallace and Shaq.
Because they hated each other.
Yeah, you could maybe throw like a Dwight Howard in there with somebody right now. I'll tell you a coaching one.
Young Dwight, maybe.
A coaching one that I'd be interested in, and I don't think many people have thought of this one. And I don't know why this one for me I just think would be so funny. I see this one as like the matinee event before LeBron James and Draymond Green.
Yeah.
Tom Thibodeau.
Okay.
Luke Walton. And I don't know why, because Tom Thibodeau is a little older. Luke Walton, younger guy. But Tom Thibodeau just looks like a pit bull to me.
No, but he looks mean.
Luke Walton, I'm not sure. You kind of get the pretty boy, younger coach versus that
Luke
older,
looks a little soft.
Intimidating coach.
Luke looks soft.
But wouldn't you like to see Tom Thibodeau and Luke Walton in a ring together?
Thibodeau, yeah. I don't necessarily think it has to be Walton against them.
Well, who would you like? Thibodeau
probably
and
Doc Rivers.
Thibodeau and Doc Rivers. I think Thibodeau and anybody would be entertaining.
Yeah, it would be.
But I would just like to see that intimidating, hard-nosed, older coach versus the youngster, the guy trying to prove himself. And apparently Luke Walton, before the Lakers won their first game of the season against the Phoenix Suns. He really got on his team for what they did defensively. So Luke Walton's showing a little bit of fire. He's showing that he has it, and he better, because based on LeBron James' track record right now, coaches that get to about 500 coaching LeBron James, they don't stay very long.
No.
So he needs to start making sure that this team starts winning games, or Luke Walton's going to be David Blatt, 19 and 20, and he's out of there.
That's why he's getting fired up, because he knows his job's on the line.
He's got to get fired up.
If you don't win LeBron James on your roster, bye.
I mean, we'll see you later. Nick Given, that was a great 5 topics right there.
You're running a little long. I told you.
We did go long? How long did we go?
It's almost 20 minutes.
It was a great 20 minutes, though.
I told you we couldn't keep it under 15.
It's impossible. Well, there's just too much to get to. There's too much to get to. Guys, make sure you continue to follow Around the World. We will produce this segment every single week. We will continue to have Andy Mack in town to talk Xavier basketball. And stay tuned. UC fans out there, stay tuned. We may have something to tell you very soon publicly, but we cannot say anything right now. But just stay tuned. That's all I'm going to say right now. Nick, is that fair?
I think it's pretty
fair.
I'm
just going
to
say stay tuned. All right. And be sure, as I said, to begin Around the World, follow us on all social media. Subscribe on YouTube. Share, like, phone a friend, do whatever you got to do. And also send in questions to the Be Different podcast, and we will answer them here. For Brad Redford, Nick Given, Greg Wichard, who unfortunately is not here, and Tom Wilkinson, that is a wrap on the Be Different podcast. Make sure to tune in next week.